find that, sorry for all the interruption, we're new to this, we're going to try the videos and see how people like them. If we get a lot of responses, we'll buy a better camera and go from there, and we'll see, you know what I mean. I'm not too good at this, I've never done this before, but, you know what I mean, if you were in front of me, you know what I mean, I'd be telling you the same thing. But anyways, like I said, here we are. This is the Duratrax. I like it. We put a new puller on, a new carb, which, you know what I mean. Hey, I make rookie mistakes sometimes too, you know what I mean. I forgot to check the clutch, and it ended up being a spring in there was broken. So every time we started the truck, the motor runs perfect. We win it. Started like that. As long as you held the truck up, wheels were spinning, it was fine. So you put the clutch spring was broken in here. So we put a new MIP. We took out the stock clutch shoes that are white. I bought another set because I don't know if this motor's got enough to open this spring up. It's pretty tight. It's for the T-Max, the one we put in here, which this is more stronger than the 3.3 or the 2.5, and definitely the .15. So we're gonna make an attempt to try this. It should be fine. It might be too much for it and burn it out in 4 or 5 tanks of fuel, but we'll see what happens. Well, like I said, we have eliminated this. It's here for fuel. There it goes on the floor. But anyways, I'm going to just run this line. I'm going to cut it kind of short. I'm going to put it right on here. This is where the fuel goes in. For all you new guys, you know. Alright, now here we have our, you can see I put RBC sim. Might be a little much, but I'd rather wipe it off with a rag afterwards. As long as there's any exhaust, but anything in there, it should be fine. As long as it doesn't go into the motor, it'll be fine. So what we're going to do is get your little deal here. These warheads can be tricky, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make an attempt to put, I know you guys can't see because the camera's pretty far away, but just bear with me. I'm going to make an attempt to put this in here first. Now remember, you got to put your fuel line on there. I have the right, you guys could be, I have the right tools to work on everything, so I think that's a key to your RC hobby, is having the right tools here, accessible, you know what I mean. This cobalt workbench is absolutely perfect for the RC enthusiast if you have the room for it in your house. But my shop is in the basement, so you know, as you can see here, we'll show you more videos as we go along here that you can see the basement, and you'll see all the RC cars where we do our repairs, where we fix the trucks, test run them, just, you know what I mean. We take all our trucks to test run. This truck's going to get a full, these warheads got big tanks, so what we're going to do is we're going to fill this with fuel, check all the electronics. It's a 2-speed and it had reverse. So in order for this thing, one of the flaws in this truck that Duratrax should have even attempted to fix was they should have came up with something like the Opti drive like tractions on that 3.3 T-Maxes. This thing will not shift into reverse or forward unless it's fully stopped. But if you're going, like I said, this is a 4. I mean, this button flips so easily. You could probably shake it and get it to flip. You know what I mean? These things get loose after a while. You know, and that's scary because you'll be like, oh, you see a truck going, you'd be like, oh no, you freaking boom, your train's going because it's going to engage. I'm not 100% sure if they made a forward-only conversion for this truck, but I like Duratrax, and we have some nice 5th scales. As you can see here, I'm going to spin the camera around easy. You guys can see that's one of my rampages there. Get this camera to adjust right here. That's one of my rampages right there. Probably got $2,000 into this truck here. It is a very nice truck. It's never seen a drop of fuel move a little manually. See, LSD, the match style with Hot Wheels car before. Put that back there. Here is our one of our rampages. This truck is pretty obnoxious. I'm going to try to zoom in here for you guys easily. If you can see it, it is a pretty obnoxious truck. You know what I mean? It's just so much money involved in this. And people say what they say about Duratrax and I mean not Duratrax, Red Cat and Duratrax. Hey, I got a 5th scale. I like it. You know what I mean? And I have never, just has never seen a drop of fuel, but I have another one. It's over there on the stand over there with our Mini E-Revo. One of these days we'll show that one to you guys. But let's get back to the Warhead, and people say what they say about Red Cat and Duratrax. So what we'll do is we'll put the camera back. Bear with me, guys. We're gonna try to get these videos as best we can here. If you have any pointers for us doing this, just let us know. I really don't want to move the camera around. I have a nice tripod stand here. I really don't want to move the camera, like hold it off the stand. It's easier that way. But anyways, let's get back to this before this stuff dries up. Anyways, we're going to put this on here. It's going to make a nice bead of like gasket on your car. This is what you use on your car. And you use it. I use it on all the RC trucks. When we take a motor off the truck, if the truck comes in, it's in good shape. The motor doesn't come off. We just, clean it up. It's been ran. You clean it up and just take it out. We run 1 tank of fuel through all the nitros, all of our battery power. Even the brush stuff gets 1 battery of a 2-cell. If it's LiPo compatible, we run LiPo 1 full pack through it. To make sure it's all right, make sure the speed control doesn't overheat or anything like that. That's on like our Russell Stampede, all the brushless stuff. Even the brush stuff gets in crawlers. We run a full battery charge. We recharge the battery and run it through. And this will get a full tank of fuel. Depending on the weather tomorrow, we'll take it out. But these Warheads, we'll see how they tune. I mean, as long as the truck was on like this, it was fine. Really, I should have shot the video, but I didn't. It is what it is. I knew it was wrong with the truck, but I just wanted to confirm and take it apart. Because you never know with these Warheads. But so whatever, I got it on there. You guys can't see it because it was over there, but it's squished up against. Now we're going to take our spring. Now remember, guys, you want a nice tight. Once you start to scratch out, so they're probably $2, and you want no air leaks for all. Like I said, all you new guys, the newer nitro guys that want to get in. Remember what you're getting involved in here when it comes to the nitro trucks. They're very tedious. They like to be they're very temperamental. The Warheads, I've had a few of them. I've had a couple of good runners. I've had a couple of them that have been guys are just come on. You know how some of these nitro trucks, these guys take these trucks and they beat the bricks out of them, and then how do you bring them back to life? These trucks, as it is, it's very hard to get parts for. I mean, eBay's got a limited selection of stuff, but some guys have got full trucks on there, but it's not going to be around for much longer. You know what I mean? In the next 10 years, these trucks, they're going to be like vintage clodbusters and grasshoppers and stuff like that. I mean, at least that stuff, they made a remake of it. You can get parts for the old stuff, but it's not the original. It's going to be very hard to get parts for this Warhead. It's just like we have it's a personal, Joey's RC Junkyard. We have a Duratrax fire hammer. I've started it up here a couple of times on the bench. Never like actually taken it outside and ran the thing. It had a bad pinion gear when we got it here. I've since changed the rear end, and it did move on the floor, so I knew we solved the problem. We've never actually taken it out on one of our test runs. Maybe one of these days, but like I said, that's another one. It's just very, very hard to get parts for. I mean, it was amazing too, because what we did is we picked up a load of RCs, and sometimes people will not sell us the RCs unless we take everything. Like, we don't do boats and we don't do planes and helicopters and stuff like that here, but sometimes you have to when people are getting out of the hobby, they want to sell everything that they have, and sometimes some people experiment with boats and the cheaper helicopter versions of like the E-flights and stuff like that. They grab those double horses that are like $60, $80, $90, $100. I have to take those because they won't sell the lot unless you take those. So that's what we do. And as far as boats go, I do have one on the page for sale. It is a brand new Miss Budweiser nitro boat. It's got a Dynamite 15 in it. It
It's never been started, the motor, from what I can see. I did pull the glow plug out of that, and the piston is brand new in there. So I am having a hard time with the spring. It's not being easy here as I get that end on. I grab it like this. For all you new guys, grab it like this, spin it around, and I pull it back. And in the hole it goes, and then now your exhaust manifold is on there. I always leave the motor loose because I like to adjust this everything, the pipe and everything, because one of the worst things, been for all you guys, the sauce burning gas, all the fuel and everything, oil, it will, this truck, when it goes out, even if you run one tank of fuel to it after I bring it in the house, I have to take it and I gotta clean it because the fuel gets all over. I have my Jado here. I took this Jado out the other day, and as you can see, see how much shinier. You can see the fuel. You can see how this one's drier. You can see how much shinier that is because that's got fuel. Because you can see we have the deflected fuel deflector, whatever you want to call that. But I hate it, but that's it is what it is. I'm going to have to take this out and run one tank of fuel through it after we get the rest of the way together, and then we'll have to bring it in the house and clean it. Okay, so we have our exhaust manifold, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple of bolts in the motor engine and bolt it down so it doesn't move. Now I've removed the linkage for the throttle, everything. I got everything. I should have pulled the gas tank out of the way, but I didn't do it. I tried to cheat it a little bit out there, but you know what I mean. Key to the nitro trucks, like I said, is one of the biggest thing is air leaks. So we've sealed the carb. I pulled the carb out, put a little bead of this RVC Permatex. You can get that at Walmart. You can get it at the local auto parts store, Benny's. You can even be able to get that stuff at like True Value and Slops and stuff like that. But for all you guys, just remember when you put that stuff on there, you can't let any of it get into the carb or anywhere down in the motor. It has to be on the ring. And as I bring the camera over, you can't see it. There is a little bit. I put so much on it that smudged over out the outside, which is okay as long as it go on the inside. It's fine. You can get a screwdriver in later on. You can just remove it if you want, or just leave it there. It is what it is. It's just it's sealed nice. I did the exhaust manifold. I did the backing plate where I took my one-way bearing out, cleaned it. I did the backing plate too. I put a little bead. You don't have to put much, but I put a little bead of this RVC gassing. It makes all the difference. It makes the rotor run so much better. And because like anything else, it likes to be tweaked. And the nitro motors and engines are air leaks are their enemy. They are their enemy. And once you seal that up, you're good to go. But just remember, you got any RC that you use, whether it be a little mini LST or Revo or the 5th scale Baja. After every run, you should check your bolts, nuts, screws, whatever, any kind of clips, anything that should be securely on, you should check. Because these trucks, especially a big 5th scale or a Rampage, something like that, we'll have vibration here. And people don't realize that these trucks they don't weigh, you know what I mean, a Baja weighs what? I don't know, 20, 35 pounds, 30 pounds, whatever it weighs. Don't have vibration. Just make sure that you don't ever want to see this. I mean, I have a plenty of motor mounts on it, just sitting there. But I like to adjust the gears and everything. I like to adjust it nice. I've been doing it so long. For you guys, you want to do it the way the owner's manual or your instruction manual says to place a spur gear. You can go on YouTube. I can show you that. We'll go through a video of that, how to use the piece of paper and all that just to get. But I've been doing it so long, I can eyeball it. So, alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to bolt the motor on. Bolt the motor on, tip the truck up like this. Now I like to look in, and a Warhead's tough. I'm looking, yep, it looks pretty lined up there.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna snug a couple of the screws in. I'm not gonna snug it all the way. I'm just gonna snug them in to where you just wanna get them to where you just gotta do like a half a turn to get them to tighten, so they won't move. Because you don't want the motor to move, the engine. The bottom ones here are tight. So now I have the ones by the gas tank I have to put in. Now they are, I don't know where they are. See, that's why, I mean, this is another rookie mistake that I made. You just do this all day long, you make rookie mistakes. There should be 2 other screws to hold this down. Alright guys, I'm going to stop the camera for a minute while I locate these screws. And I just knocked my cup of tea all over the workbench, so I'm going to stop the camera.